Today we have decided to have Krishna Puja because America is the Krishna Bhumi. It's very surprising that such a great incarnation of Sri Krishna came even much later than Rama and has sent his special people to live in America. Of course, there are many who are seeking in this country, no doubt. But there are many who are also misleading them. That's how you find, despite all our effort, we have not been able to expand Sahaja Yoga very much. What one has to learn from his life is very, very important. The first and foremost thing he taught was collectivity. He used to get hold of small boys and play with them together. Rama didn't do that. He used to get hold of ladies who were selling milk and also butter. Those who used to go to fill their water in the pitcher. He is the one who collected all such people in the village of Gokul. He played all kinds of pranks on his friends and his mother and the mother's friends. Behaved just like a very naughty child, just to show that he was just like all of us. As you know, he was the incarnation of Sri Vishnu. First, Sri Rama was born, took incarnation as Sri Rama, which was in the Aryan race. Means that time we had an Aryan race which was sort of superior race than others. But when he came as Krishna, he took his birth in Yadav dynasty, we can call it. They were not superior, they were selling milk, having cow herds, and doing work not of any religious style. But they were innocent, simple people living in the villages, and they saw the great miracles of Sri Krishna's childhood. He killed demons, he killed Putna. All these people were sent by his uncle Kamsa to kill him. It was to be, because he had to prove that he was the incarnation of Sri Vishnu, and he did it. As a child, how he killed those people is remarkable, and how he made them out, though they were all camouflaged. In these modern times, difficult for people to believe that there could have been any incarnation like Sri Krishna. But in Sahaja Yoga, we have method of absolutely establishing the truth that Sri Krishna was there ruling on the Vishuddhi Chakra. From his childhood you can see he was fond of collectivity. And he tried to create collectivity of people who were very simple, uneducated, good-hearted people. And that is his special quality. And all the people of that village knew him very well, all cared for him, and when he had to go, they felt very sad and all of them came running and crying for him. It was a small boy who was going. After all, what is there? A little boy from the village is going. The whole village had gathered to cry for him. That is what we all Sahajogis have to know. As a child also, he was a very collective personality. He actually emits collectiveness. The collective consciousness that you enjoy is because of his blessing. I find that Americans are very collective in the sense they are more bothered about other countries than about their own. They want to go all the way to Vietnam, now to Iraq, now to some other place, going all over the world. They try to correct. But their own country, they do not see what's wrong. It's so divided. Mainly divided on race, racial discrimination, is divided by religions, and all of these are just concepts which they have accepted and are fighting among themselves. Now, after all these, there are people who believe they are born criminals and they should be criminals. And their criminality is going very far. They are gangsters. Even small children have become gangsters. But the worst part is that these little boys also, including others, all these criminals, are regarded as big heroes. I have seen once a young boy wearing a shirt with another young boy's photograph on it. So he told me, I said, who is this? You don't know? Very famous gangster is. At the age of 13 years, is a very famous gangster, and this boy is very proudly putting up that like a big hero, or you can call it like a god there. So see the perversion to what limit Sri Krishna's blessings have been used. That's why this country is very difficult. One after another, there has been attack of negativity. For example, first thing started by Christians who said that Jews killed Christ. It's not true, He was never killed by Jews. Christ was killed by Jews is a false statement. Absolutely. Christ was not killed by Jews. How can a multitude kill a man? It's the law there. The Romans, or we can call the Roman law, crucified. So the Christians started nicely torturing the Jews because Christ was killed. I don't know how to explain this. Such absurd idea. Now somebody was killed so many years back, and now what's the use of killing some grandchildren of those people or great-grandchildren of those people? But they did not. The Jews did not. Still, this concept was there that the Jews killed. And the Christians felt they have a right to torture the Jews. So when the Jews came here, they were never given a good position, they were tortured very much and troubled very much. It happened everywhere, but very much more here. So among Jews now came out some devils, like Freud. And he said, all right, we must shatter these Christians absolutely. Their moral roots must be finished. So he started his own psychology to destroy the Christians. And Christians stupidly accepted. They did whatever he said, experimented whatever he did. When I was once in Switzerland, two girls came and they were shaking in the program. I couldn't understand. I called them, I said, why are you shaking? So they said that actually we are very much degree holders in Freudian knowledge. And we have done all experiments of Freud. And then why are you shaking? Because we have power to shake. So they followed this Freud. And this vindictiveness that was there was not seen by anyone, even by Jews. As a result, we had people who were deadly against each other and ruining each other, destroying each other. Then this black and white business started. All kinds of theories people are putting up to show that the blacks are bad or the whites are bad. The difference is only skin deep. If you want, you can cut the skin and see for yourself. Inside body is the same. But it was so. This divisive method started. And it's still going on. I always say, without blacks, Americans will be left high and dry. Look at the talent they have. Not only music. Atlanta, I saw all the blacks were winning and whites were not anywhere. Very nicely. They used to run very swiftly at the end of it, you see. And all the whites were saying, ha, ha, ha. They were nicely enjoying their victory. You don't have the stamina of the blacks also. So in games also, same thing. With all this, what is going to happen to America? It's a country which has to be collective because of Sri Krishna. All of them are immigrants here. Who is not an immigrant? Whether they came early or later doesn't matter. Thank God, I've told you many times that Columbus lost his way and came here, not to India. Otherwise there would have been no Indians left and no Sahaja. I think it was the trick of Hanumana. He misled him and Columbus came here, thank God. Now, you are in a country where you have to be collective. Krishna won't spare you unless and until you are collective, or you give up this nonsense of skin deep differences, then religious differences. He had a friend who was lame by one leg. He had some friends who were very black. He had some friends who were quite Indian white, I should say. I shouldn't say white like you people, but Indian white. He had all kinds of colors. And he took his own birth in the Yadav Vansh. They were milk sellers, milkmen, who used to sell milk to people. He didn't take his birth in a very royal family like Sri Rama. Though he was, because later on he became the king of Dwarika. But in his style, in his behavior, in his life, nobody could see that he was a royal personality. He could sleep under a tree. He could eat anything that he could get. All kinds of sweet, sweet stories you can read in his life, showing how he was enjoying his collectivity, never showing off. And his collectivity has to be worked out in this country. Unless and until it is done from your heart, it's not going to work out. We had problems like this always with our collectivity here. For example, a lady, she's a big lady, I think. She started correcting people. Why do you put here, this thing is getting dirty, that thing is this and that. Such a woman should be sometimes sent to some stable to clean it. Then she will give up these nonsensical ideas that she has. If you are a Sahajogi, you cannot behave like this. And this kind of behavior can destroy Sahajoga. Have you ever heard me saying that this is dirty, this is not good, I don't like this? Did I say ever? First of all, we have to understand, if we have to be collective, we should give up these stupid ideas about ourselves. Some people get some position, maybe some money, maybe I would say have a background. If you are sticking on to it, then you are not a Sahajogi. You are saints. You cannot be demanding. You have to give and give and give. Whatever may be your position in life, if that can overpower you, then you are not a Sahajogi at all. Sri Krishna, who is the Virat, who is the great primordial personality. Didn't show any such signs of his greatness. But Americans have a speciality to show that they are something outstandingly great. But Saj Yogis, please don't learn those things. You have to make others unlearn. If that cannot happen, it's better to leave Saj Yoga forever. Such people will make everyone miserable and destroy Saj Yoga in America. Even about protocol, you should become timeless. Absolutely timeless. Now, if you are particular about time, Sri Krishna will play his tricks and your timing will be finished. Happened yesterday. So, one has to know that time is your slave. And you don't have to be the slave of time if you are a Saj Yogi. Otherwise you are not. That means you are guided not by the divine. The divine works out everything very well. But for whom? For Saj Yogis. But if you are not Saj Yogis, you will topple down. In every way, we should find out what things we have accumulated among ourselves, which is not Sri Krishna's quality. Now, Sri Krishna used to steal as a child the butter from the ladies. Why? Why did he steal the butter? Because they were selling it to the military of Kansa, his uncle, who was a devil. They used to go all the way to sell him in Mathura. So he used to steal it because children needed it and giving it to children. He didn't like this idea. Why should it go to these horrible Rakshasas of Mathura? Just the opposite in is America. All the false gurus, all the Rakshasas come here and they get all the butter. As if people have no brains to understand. While Sri Krishna is the brain of the Virat. But here you find the people have no brains. Anybody comes, says something, they, great. Somebody talks big, all right. They'll give away their money, they'll give away their houses, their children they'll remove from the school for something extremely stupid. While he is the brain in the body of Virat. So this kind of brainlessness comes and we really start, even Saj Yogi start behaving in a manner that shows they're really brainless. Apart from that, he is Kubera. He is the god of wealth. That's why there is wealth in this country. But this wealth is all becoming debts, you see, because of the special brains of Americans. They are so stupid that whatever is selling in the market, whether they need it or not, they'll buy. Take loan, again take loan, till they are absolutely indebted. Now here in the country of Kubera, you should be really rich. Rich doesn't mean just to have bank balance, but means by temperament. Now it's much better, but once upon a time, Americans were the most miserly Sajogis. They used to send me candles as present, and I used to hide that. I said, Baba, why do you send candles even? Don't send anything. Because everybody is going to see those candles, and what are they going to say about you that candles have been sent? Now, this I am talking for introspection. Are we collective? Are we willing to share everything that we have? Do we look down upon people who come from other countries? Do we have racialism in us? 35 Sajogis came from Australia to America as if this is some Hajj. They went back with very bad vibration. Out of them, half were thrown out of Sajog. Imagine Australia is a country where they used to send all the criminals. So first and foremost, to judge yourself is to see your vibrations. That you should meditate and judge your vibrations if you are really collective or not. Because you are not like that, Sajoga does not spread. I have seen people from Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Poor things have found nothing. They get up at 4 o'clock, start their Hare Rama, Hare Krishna bhajan, 4 o'clock. Right? Then the whole day they wear a very thin dhoti in which they are shivering. They shave their heads and put a penny pig's tail here, which is bought in the market. If you see their dedication, you will be surprised how they are so much dedicated when they haven't found anything whatsoever. What about the nuns? You see them, you will be amazed. One fellow came from the Catholic Church to us. He was trying to be a priest. He said, Mother, Sajog, we don't do anything. I said, what do you want to do? No. There we could not eat any meat on Fridays. On Saturdays we could not drink anything. Then on Sundays the whole day we had to fast and pray to God. Then what about the rest of the time? The rest of the time we had to remember Bible by heart and then recite it. And if we made even one mistake, the Father would give us a nice beating. That's another problem with Sajoga. Because it is Sri Krishna's play. It's so simple. You don't have to do anything of the kind. No disciplining, nothing left to you. You are your own master. You are your own guru. But these things which are lingering in your mind, which are just the opposite of Sri Krishna's life, which you have acquired in this country, are still there here and there, here and there. Some of the people are really still so much busy with themselves, they look so pale, thin. I tell you, I can't believe they are such. So when we see Sri Krishna's life, the way he lived, and then he went to help the Pandavas. He told Arjuna that I can be your charioteer, I can drive your chariot, but I will not fight. Arjuna knew that he was all powerful. If he is there, everything will work out. And all my army I'll give to Kauravas to see the balance. He said, all right. He didn't fight to show off, I am this, I am that. Like here, Mother, I am the leader. I am the leader. Can't hear, I can't hear. Mother, I am this. You are a Sahajogi. It's a very great name that you have achieved. The highest position you have achieved. There's nothing more to be achieved. Like somebody asked me, Mother, the Indians in India never catch. Why do we go on catching all the time? I said, because Indians in India know they have achieved it now. Nothing to be achieved. You want to have God's realization. I don't know what are the realization. They don't think like that. They say we have achieved now. We are in the sea. It's for us to swim over. All these things, some of you have crossed over, some of you have absolutely lost them, but some of you are still there, and they are the most dangerous thing. As Christ has said, be careful of the murmuring souls. I don't know how to stop these little rat-like people who are cutting the nest of Sahajoga. I have been reported about many, and I am really shocked. After so many years of my visit, how can people talk ill of each other and can create these problems? Sri Krishna's friendship is well known. You know with Sudama how he behaved. All his beautiful manifestations must show in your character. Then only this country can be saved. I must say it's now here. We have Canada, we have people also, I'm told, from Austria, from all over, from England. But still, we are not so many people as we should have been. If you just take Austrians, they must be double of this. If they could do it, why can't we do it? Because we do not introspect, we do not grow out of our egos. They will say that why didn't Krishna meditate? You have to meditate on Sri Krishna. If he meditates, what will happen to you all? On the whole, I was very happy with the other day's program, somehow. Despite, as usual, in New York, our inability to really do good advertising, unsystematic everything. Despite that, we had so many people, and I put the responsibility on them. Because that's the thing, it is Sri Krishna's responsibility. And that is what is your responsibility now. You are responsible for America and Canada South America. You all are responsible, and you people should be such that people who see you, listen to you, are with you, should know that these are the Gopa and Gopis of Sri Krishna. Unless and until that happens, this America is the most difficult place. Sometimes I feel it's not Gokul but Mathura. So it is for you. And otherwise you cannot enjoy. If you live with your all old clothes, you can't enjoy. I must say this time, there were so many people and I have asked them to promise and put a bandhan on them, and I am sure they will try to keep my promise. I am sure. But it is you people who disappoint them. When they see you, they are disappointed. Actually, here is the first time Vishwa Nirmala Dharma has been established as a religion. It is, but the rest of it is zero. So all these differences and divisiveness has to finish, and we should be one in the collective nature of Sri Krishna. First, meditation is very important. Introspection is very important. And also, meeting each other, talking to each other, knowing each other is very important. It has worked all over. It's worked out in India tremendously, Russia tremendously, Bulgaria tremendously, so why not here? It's no fashion for brainless people. It is a living process which has to take place where you must mature. And what I find, that Americans are not matured. But you are now mature. You are now mature people. And I hope you will all behave like mature people henceforth. So may God bless you.